Welcome back to Dr. Josefina's Way, and I'm Laura Guttridge. We are going to start off talking about the lesson, and you simply state at the beginning of the lesson the importance of us taking control of each day and the thoughts that we have and the words that we choose.
Yes.
And, you know, the lesson came at a funny time because I was reading the lesson and I was having a bad day. And I wanted to get on Facebook and rant. So, you know, with the internet, you know, not only, you know, can the words be, you know, like a spoken word is so bad, but on the internet it has the power of being so worse because you get on there and all of a sudden 300 people are reading your words.
Yes.
And within 10 minutes.
Yes, yes, yes.
And I wanted to get on there. I updated my status very negatively, and then I was ready to get on there and do more damage. And I thought, I need to stop. So I went to the home improvement store and got a bunch of stepping stones and made a path in my backyard instead. And I'm just glad that I stopped myself.
Absolutely. And why, after reading the whole lesson, I'm so happy that you applied the lesson because that's the beautiful thing with you. But what happened? What stopped you? After you read the lesson, why do you felt I need to stop this? Why?
Well, because I knew the next day everything would be okay, and I was probably overreacting. Because a lot of people do overreact initially.
Yes, yes.
Then if you have, you know, a 24-hour cooling off period, it's not so bad then.
Yes.
So, but I could have caused a lot of damage, you know, with the words I was going to choose.
And you know, Laura, the thing, I'm so glad you stopped and you became aware of it, because those words will come back to you.
Oh, yes.
And they manifest all this negativity that you don't really want in your life.
Right.
So that's the reason I'm so happy that you stopped.
Right, and you talk about that kind of ties into our outer world as a direct result of our inner world. So, you know, you see a lot of situations that people get themselves in, and it doesn't just happen overnight.
Exactly.
It's their own creation.
Absolutely.
Like you said, our life is, you know, a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yes.
And that's, I found that to be interesting because you usually hear about self-fulfilling prophecies, you know, kind of focusing on one thing.
Yes.
But it can be focused on a whole too.
Whole life from day one. From day one. And that's what I emphasize with my clients and with people, is that the first thing that you do in the morning, as soon as you get up in the morning, you establish your day.
Right.
And you can establish a day of success, empowerment, prosperity, feeling good, or the opposite.
Right.
Of failure.
Right. And you have to understand you know, the nature of what you're saying, and some people might not realize the negativity that it's producing.
Absolutely.
You know, because they're dwelling on things, or, you know, maybe some words, you know, that somebody else had said to them. So it kind of has, you know, your words can have this ripple effect.
It does.
Yes, and you know, there's a lot of, you know, things in my mind, and it seems like when those words are said that are harsh, that come from someone you love or someone that means, those are the words that really stick to you.
Absolutely. They break you.
They do.
They can break you, or they can give you power and strength, but most of the time they break you. So you have to be extremely careful what you say.
Yes, and because I don't want to be one of those people that breaks somebody, you know, with my words, my ranting, you know.
Exactly.
So that's why it is so important to start off each day with a conscious awareness of that.
Absolutely.
Because, you know, it does seem like such a simple thing, you know, oh, you know, just be careful about the words you... It's more complicated than that.
It is, because you know what happened, Laura? If you, when you talk, you put your hand in front of your face, right? Like I'm doing right now. You know, and then what happened when I speak? I feel the energy of my words coming out. So people think what I say and the words just the wind takes them. No, what happened? Whatever I'm saying, I presenting this energy into my environment.
Right.
So instead of the words disappearing, they don't. They incubate. Then what happened? Like you were saying, they wait for a ripe time and ripe time so that they manifest. And then people say, why is this happening to me? Well, what people fear the most, that's what happened to them, because that's what they keep dwelling on.
Well, but when you talk about this manifestation, are you saying that, like, if you say these words, they'll come back to haunt you because somebody will repeat what you said again?
Well,
bring it back to you?
Well, that plus, because I don't say it once. I say it all my life. You know, you probably have people that you know exactly what they're going to be saying the next sentence because they keep repeating their story. So what happened, the more you dwell on that, the more you cultivate that environment for that which you don't want to manifest. So it's the dwelling, it's the repetition. If you said something negative and you let it go and you don't dwell on it, you forget, it's okay. Because it's their repetition with it.
Okay, that's kind of like builds it and keeps it and like almost burns it in.
Exactly, because you focus in that. That which you focus on, that's exactly what you create in your life.
Right, right. And you know, another thing also, your words can be turned around by other people.
Yes.
Like you may say something and all of a sudden they're repeating what you said, but they're adding to it, making it much worse than it is.
And that's why you can't waste your time with that. Because what happens is their perception, their interpretation of a reality that is not your reality is their reality. Therefore, it's not worth your time. You know, because if you have your heart is clean and your mind knows what you meant and all that good stuff, you know, the good stuff, then you don't have to worry about what anybody says, because the light always shines in the dark.
That's right.
And you shining and the dark comes in and then you blow them away.
Right.
You know, so go ahead.
Well, you know, I did have, you know, a question mark here on one of, but I think you may have answered it. The words don't disappear, but you said they remain dormant, incubating, in time to bear fruit. I hate to go back to it again, but I'm still a little confused about this.
Well, I'm glad, because most people might be.
Yes. Are you saying that you have to be careful about the words you choose because they're going to come? They don't disappear.
No, they don't.
But are you talking about in the person's mind that you said them to, that it's going to hurt them or come back to hurt you? In
the person's mind, in the container. Because my disagreement, my hate for you, my unforgiveness for you, I'm the one carrying on. So it's the same thing with the negativity, the negative thought, the misery that I have. The only person it's going to damage is me.
Right.
So it's the person who holds on to that stuff. Make sense?
Yes, it makes sense. But I guess what I'm trying to say is the words manifest in a way to not only damage the person that's saying them, but damage the person that they're being said to.
Yes, only if that person, if I'm telling you something negative, and you are always working on yourself, you got your self-esteem together, you know the type of person Laura Garrett is, I can say anything I want about you and it doesn't bother you, because you're not giving me the power to disturb your peace, because you know the truth about you.
Okay.
So the person has to be, you know, somebody who does their homework on themselves, knowing somebody else. Right. Like I said, you know, criticizing, condemning, and complaining, it's going to harm you. Right. It's going to harm the person who's doing it. It's going to set you back.
Okay.
But it's that kind of thing. So basically, it comes down to whatever anybody says, it's okay.
Right.
Because opinions are like belly button. Everybody has one, but it's good for nothing. Is it clear, baby?
Yes. Bottom line is, have positive thoughts. Don't let negativity spew out of your mouth. Think about what you're going to say before you say it, because you might be sorry if you don't.
Exactly. And remember, you create your reality based on the power of the words that you are saying. And like you were saying, it has the power to harm you, and it has the power to harm others.
That's right.
And we want to continue and welcome our viewers, and you stay tuned. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell everybody. Send us your email. Check us on Facebook. Everywhere. We are everywhere. Thank you for watching. We're gonna come back with the lesson. Thank you, baby.
Thank you.